Hello again, it's Father Castor. If you remember from last week, I was trying to explain in a very succinct way about the religious sense and the fact that it's innate. And that might lead some of you to ask, why is it then that some people deny that claim or deny God altogether or deny religion? Good questions, all of them. And they all stem from the same basic and fundamental problem with the religious sense, this innate openness that we have to reality, in two ways, in two significant ways. The first is that because this religious sense was formed and shaped by communities, groups of people, as a means to help them to get the most out of this openness to reality, to sort of descriptively present them with this reality and access to this reality and all the things we think of by religion. One of the most fundamental parts of that, what we think about religion, is a moral or ethical code. So people hear the phrase like, there's an innate religious sense in us, and they think of religion, the ways in which men and women have tried to bridge the gap between being a material reality and the ultimate reality. And they think immediately of moral or religious codes of behavior. The problem with the code of behavior is that somebody is going to tell me what I can and cannot do. So we are born with an openness to reality, to all of reality, including the ultimate reality that created all that is. And somebody comes to us, parents, friends, neighbors, to help us to develop and to get the most out of that natural sense and really to enhance our experiences of reality through this sense that we have towards God, and because they come representing a religion that has codes of behavior, there's an immediate resistance. Wait a minute, if I adhere, if I go along, if I follow this group of people who are telling me how to get the most out of this natural sense, this natural openness to reality, at some point they're going to tell me what I can and cannot do. So one of the primary reasons why people reject the idea that they're naturally religious is because they don't ever want to be put in a situation where somebody apart from them is going to tell them how to behave. That's the single greatest reason why people claim to be atheists or there is no God. No matter all the other arguments they come up with, suffering and you can't prove it and all these other crazy, silly things, at issue is really, wait a minute, if I accept this premise that I am open to reality in such a way that I'm naturally open to God, at some point somebody's going to tell me what I can and cannot do. The second reason is related to this as well. And that comes when people begin to use this openness to reality to explore reality, and whether it's a microscope or they step back and see the grandeur and the majesty of creation, what they discover is that it's so wonderful. There are so many intricate and fascinating things going on a molecular level, on a cellular level, on a subatomic particle level, that they begin to feel insignificant. That, wow, reality is so majestic and it's so wonderful and it's so amazing that I'm really nothing, which isn't true. Sometimes people, the more they're open to reality, they think that the majesty of reality is a suppression of their own majesty, of their own goodness, of their own just beauty and splendor as the kind of thing that they are, which for us as a human being, we're a pretty amazing reality. And because they think that the wonderful ways in which nature and reality operate together, and the complexities and the mysteries of it all, really is a put down of self, they begin to close off because they're afraid they're going to lose their sense of self if they continue to be open and to explore. That's the second reason. But they're both rooted in the same thing. And that's a fear of, I'm not in charge. I'm not in control. I'm not the center of the universe. That I'm not all there is. And both of those are wrapped into this tension in us which is really a desire for autonomy. I have to always and in every situation be myself, and I don't want to lose the importance that I think that I have as an individual, as a person that I believe myself to be. I never want to lose or surrender or have that suffocated. If they understood the religious sense correctly, they would never be afraid of that. Because what we understand by religion, and of course it can be manipulated and it can be distorted, but what we understand by religion, a means to help, to enhance our natural openness to reality, would never, ever have as an end the suppression of my uniqueness, of my beauty, of my splendor, of the majesty that I am as the created reality that I am, as a human reality, as a human person. So both of the tendencies that are popular today to deny the claim that we're innately religious are really born of fear. A fear that someone's going to tell me what I can and cannot do, and a fear of being swallowed up into the majesty and the grandeur and the splendor of reality on a macro level or a micro level. Both of those fears, while real, and fears that should be addressed, and fears that we need to quiet and to stifle, as understandable as they are, that's not what the religious sense leads to. In fact, it leads me to a place where I come to see myself in a way I could never get to on my own, and I could never manufacture on my own, and I could not even sustain on my own. The religious sense never suffocates our humanity, never stifles our humanity. It continually opens us because it's directing us towards the ultimate reality, which is God. It's always directing us towards our well-being and the goodness, truth, and beauty of who we are.